Now, do we come in white and then blue? We need some more brown for the eyes. No, you know what? Honestly, I mean, yes, technically, but honestly, my router just doesn't reach out into the garage. I don't know what it is. I can catch, I can catch it with my TV on the other end of the house, but if I come out here in the garage, it does this 3 or 4 times, 5, 6 times. It just, it is what it is. So, I mean, yeah, sort of, but I mean, I already know that it's just not good out here. I'm on Wi-Fi. If I had a hardwire that could reach all the way out here, you know, like a I don't know, 40-foot, 50-foot Ethernet cable, that would do it, but I don't. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, so I came over with black again. Uh, I don't know if I should. I don't know. I'm wondering if I should do blue now or do white and then blue and then finish scratching. If I keep the white really tight, maybe I can get away with that. Okay, I'm gonna go pee. Let me think about this. If I can go white and blue and then finish scratching, I don't know. But I put the eyes back in and I killed some of the highlights. But what's cool is if you put like 5 highlights and then you push the eye back in and then you bring it out with like 3 highlights, then you push it back in and then you come out and you keep your primary 2 highlights. The shadow highlights are still kind of in there. They give some texture and vibrancy to the eye. Does that make sense? I don't know. But it seems to work. Anyway, if I put blue on there now, I think all I'm going to get is it seems, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to scratch it all out and then I'm going to dust it with blue. And then I'm going to scratch it out again. That's what the fuck I'm going to do. But I got to put some brown back in the eyes. But first I'm going to go piss. thing is to not be a bitch and do all the scratching. All the scratching. Almost everything has a blue tint on it. And if it's not a blue tint, it sure as hell looks that way to me, man. It sure as hell looks that way to me. If Steve was here, I'd do a shot and guzzle this beer. Are you drinking a beer? Dude, if you're drinking a beer, man, cheers, man. Guzzle that whole motherfucker right now. The whole damn thing. Yeah, I'm going to blue shift this shit. I'm going to scratch, blue shift what needs to be blue, and then I'm going to scratch again. Oh, holy shit. Woo! Damn. Beer 30, man. Beer 30. I just downed that whole son of a bitch. See, some of this, actually, God damn it. Did I do that? I did, didn't I? Let me get some more black in here. I'm almost out of black paint. I mean, I'm literally almost out of black paint. All right, so what I need to do, go ahead and fill this in right here too. Just remember to fucking bring it in farther than you need to, and we're just gonna scratch it back out. Nice. I think I may have to do like the whole back here, to be honest. Watch this shit. Yeah, watch this. Right here. And right here. And we're going to carry all this in here. And you know why we're doing this right here, T? So that our scratches, what? Look better, right? And then we're going to fucking blue our scratches after we're done. After we're fucking done. So this needs to come in here like that. These are just highlights. And even if the blue doesn't work all by itself, it'll be a base, and then we can come over black over the top of that if we have to. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I didn't claim to have all this shit figured out when I started. Sometimes you just go with it. Okay, this right here though. You see these hairs? Watch. Those hairs aren't dead, man. They are not dead. They are not dead. All this has a black dust. But this carpet in front, guess what I'm going to do after everything's said and done? I'm going to come in with the fucking electric eraser and all the black dust that's on this area right here, I'm going to fill that shit in. Man, I think I'm going to finish this tonight, dude. I thought this was going to take me 2 days for sure. About an hour ago, I thought this was going to take me 2 days. But if I get these scratches right, couple key highlights with some white, and then cut a few things in, a few shadows with the black, and then maybe come back and scratch a little more. That's the thing. Sometimes you don't just do one thing once and another thing once. You might come back and do something like 9 fucking times back to back. Like, I need to sink it in, bring it out. Sink it in, bring it out. It's kind of like I sink the whole picture in and then bring out this much. Then sink all that back in, then bring out this much. Then sink all that back in, then bring out this much. And so all of a sudden, now we're looking at this. Do you see my hands? Let's picture the canvas. You're talking about this now. I don't want this. I want this. Even if the background is trash, I don't give a fuck. If it's blurry and it's non-distinct and, well, what's the background, man? It doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't have to. If you're paying attention to what the painting's about, which is fucking baby cakes right here, who gives a shit about the background? Sometimes it's important, but in this case, I honestly, I wish she was in a all white room. If she was in an all white room, oh my God, all I would have done is masked off the entire background. I would have painted the shit out of her, right? Then I would have took the mask up and I would have took some black hairs and I would have just black haired the shit out of everything all around. And then I would have scratched that shit back in. So she had nothing but fuzz and, you know, being a proper fucking puppy bro, man. Even though she's a girl. Doesn't matter. She's still a puppy bro. All right, so let's do some scratches. Then let's do a blue shift. I got to be real careful with the blue shift. I don't think I have to fuck around with this. I think the blue looks like, is this blue? Am I tripping or is this fucking blue? It's right here. The tip of the ears. A little tiny bit up here. And then on the outer edges of the chops. But in the center of the chops, that's pretty much straight white. So if I dust blue here, and dust blue here, and dust blue all over the paws, once I'm done scratching, and dust blue here, under the ear, to define the shadow of the ear itself, and then go ahead and dust blue on the ear, not so much on the head, just a little bit here and there, and just leave the shit behind alone. Okay, so actually everything right now in the painting, including the carpet, although the carpet is up here, and the carpet actually makes sense. So what I need to do is right here, where the carpet ends, I need to create a highlight. And then I need to redefine this shadow. Unless I can, no, because the shadow is soft. If I try to define the shadow and the highlight itself, yeah, I don't think that'll work. I don't care about any of this back here. That's dark enough. This is so dark back here that any highlight that I do along the ears and along the top of the head and along this scruff right here and along her back is going to look gangster as fuck. Watch what happens when this shit is done. Airbrushing is not all just airbrushing. Sometimes it's all about details. Sometimes it's just laying the base and then coming in with, man, I don't give a fuck. A pencil, a razor, an eraser. Man, I've used steel brushes, erasers, razors, needles, actual needles, which is the same thing as an X-Acto. I mean, just any super, super sharp point. A needle just lasts forever. I mean, even if the motherfucker gets dull, it creates the effect, right? My favorite thing on an illustration board when I'm doing a portrait, believe it or not, if I ever get to do a portrait with you guys, I'll get an illustration board and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I take this motherfucker right here, this Soho eraser, but you see that flat edge? Okay, so an illustration board isn't perfectly smooth. You know what it has? It has built-in skin texture. So what you do is you lay a base coat if you're doing a portrait, and you just hit that motherfucker. The whole goddamn thing. Oh man, I put all that time into a base coat. Shut the fuck up. Everything. And all of a sudden you've got a base skin texture. And then you come in with your mid-tone, right? You leave some of the lighter areas alone a little bit, but you come in with your mid-tone. And guess what you do again? You fucking just wreck that shit. Every fucking square inch of it, right? And then you come in with some of your darker tones and maybe even reestablish some of your lighter or mid-tones, right? So you gotta, a lot of times you gotta switch back and forth between your paints quite a few times. But anyway, so once you get all that done, man, when you look at that shit up close, like I'm talking, bro, like this shit right here, you actually see skin texture. I don't know if you've ever played Skyrim with mods, but if you get a 4K skin texture and you fucking zoom in with your camera, it ain't got shit on an illustration board because that motherfucker, that makes skin tones automatic. You erase more paint than you put on the motherfucker. You put some paint on, you erase 90% of it. You put some more paint on, you erase 90% of that. You come back and detail some more, man, you might hit it again. And then by the time you're done, you've got these lights and darks. But it's not so much as a complete thing, it's just individual skin cell detail. Man, illustration boards are the shit. All you get with a canvas is the crosshatch. Now, this is a pretty fine canvas. This is actually a really fine canvas. It's why I bought these, because I'm an airbrush artist. If you were dealing with acrylics or oils, you would go for something probably a lot thicker and a lot deeper to where the ink or the paints actually sink in and hold, so that once they dry, and you got to wait like sometimes 2 or 3 days for that shit to cure, and then you come back and you can go over the top of them. And a really good oil artist will give me a run for my money, no doubt. I'm not even denying that. A really good oil artist. But for the most part, brush paints are just what they are. They're slow as fuck. And in order to create the fades that I've got, like all this overspray and all this dusting, all this, like, what do you call it in the background here? All this vague, blurred stuff, which is focus. As soon as I put details in here, right? To do this effect right here, you would have to dry brush this entire painting and let your paints dry. In order to get to where I'm at right now in this painting with oils, it would take at least a week. At least a week. With acrylics, with brush acrylics, which you can dry brush with those too. And I mean, look at, what's his face? Oh my God, the ultimate brush painter, period. End of conversation. You know, Mr. Happy Trees, right? So you look at him, and he's using acrylics. They dry faster. They set, and he can do a painting in. Honestly, he's the closest I've ever seen to an airbrush artist with a fucking paintbrush. That son of a bitch is a bad motherfucker. You watch him. Watch him. He actually has airbrush effects with a fucking paintbrush. I've never seen no shit like that. That dude, he's gangster as shit. He's gangster, man. That dude's, yeah, that dude's gangster. He really is. I respect artists, but that guy right there, Oh, all you got is a PlayStation? Oh yeah, Bob Ross. Oh my God, that dude. I've seen Bob Ross, and there's another dude I saw on YouTube that does nothing but oil paints, and he's really, really good at portraiture, And the way to go with art is if you can do a portrait, you can do anything. You can paint anything because a portrait has, I don't have a picture of a face right here, but just picture a face right here. I mean, a dog is mostly just a circle and a square, right? But if you picture a human face, you've got a triangle, which is the nose. You've got the circle or the oval, which is the entire head, or a square, actually, which is also the head. And then you've got a mouth, which is basically two cones side by side. And then you've got the eyes, which are orbs, not just circles, but orbs. And so you've literally got every shape that they teach you in kindergarten art class, which that's the reason they teach you those specific things, by the way. How to turn a triangle into a cone, how to turn a circle into a sphere, how to turn a square into a cube, right? It's taking the two-dimensional and making it three-dimensional. Learning light sources, shadows, 3 dimensions, that's what painting is all about. The portrait, the person's face, is all of that. It's almost every aspect of art all in one. So if you can draw somebody's face, if you can paint, draw, sketch, I don't give a fuck, whatever, somebody's face, then you can do anything. You can paint a tree, you can paint a mountain, you can paint a cabin, you can paint a car. A car is a fucking rectangle with circles, regardless. But if you can paint a face and all the aspects thereof, then you can do anything. And there's a oil artist on YouTube, and that motherfucker is so bad. He's so gangster. I'm like, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. That I can't even remember his name. I saw him do a painting, and it was time lapsed, and it probably took him. It was an oil, so it probably took him 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Maybe not that long, it depends. I mean, if you've got help curing your paints and getting them to dry faster, because basically what you have to do is once your paints are set, they've got to create a hard surface so that you can come over the top with your next thing. Even if you're dry brushing and creating the fades that I'm doing here automatically with the airbrush, it takes much more time, but that son of a bitch is so fuck. Man, that dude he's the shit. He is the shit. All right, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to scratch out this entire painting, all of it. I'm going to scratch out everything. I even want this dark right here going off into this corner. I want this dark specifically so that I can highlight. So I've got a highlight around the eye, right? That's the counter reflection. So anytime you have a light source, so in this case, the light source is coming this way, but it reflects off something here. So it does what? It comes back. And so that's why, like, everything, like if you have a sphere with a light directly above it, there'll still be a slight glow on the bottom of the sphere, because let's say it's sitting on a table, the light will bounce back up and hit it along the bottom. So there has to be a slight, there's a name for it. It's a counterlight. There has to be a slight counterlight on the bottom of it. So even over here, there still has to be a slight counterlight, which means possibly a highlight on this side, as well as whatever. And then the main highlight here, because the light is actually here, but also a small highlight right here. It's not in the picture, but it makes sense. And then creating some touchy-feelies so you give the eye some moisture and some roundness. So I think once we scratch everything out and then we give it a blue dusting. Is that blue? Am I tripping, or is that blue? That's some fucking blue right there, right? So a light dusting after we scratch. Not a light dusting over a white highlight from the airbrush, but a light dusting over all the scratches. Meaning we include every highlighted hair section And then we dust it with blue. Then we come back in with some black, cut a few things in if we have to, and then we highlight with some white. Maybe give a little bit of a glow to here and some other things, but can you see blue? I don't see anything but blue. Like the whole fucking picture is blue. Like I didn't think she was blue black. I thought I was gonna get some more blue shift from this. But my paints are so fucking high quality, even though they don't want to spray worth a dog's asshole. My paints are so high quality, they're not even blue shifting. All this white right here should have left a haze of a bluish gray on everything, which means you can cut back in with a little bit of black and you'd create the texture. Well, it didn't work that way. That was the idea, but it didn't work. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna manufacture that on our own. Like that nose? Tell me. Is that nose white? Is there any part of that nose that is white? The only thing white I see anywhere is the direct top of the head, because she's got, oh man, this dog has the silkiest fur you've ever felt in your life. It's like, I don't know, it's like silk. I mean, it's freaking crazy. Anyway, so you've got some white on her chops a little bit, and you probably got a few pure white hairs here. So if after we scratch everything out, even after we dust everything blue, and try to avoid the background with that if we can. We don't want any blue overspray. Actually, you know what? That probably wouldn't be the worst thing. Some blue overspray. No, I think that's individual to her. Anyway, doesn't really matter. All right, well, let's go. Let me get a little bit of brown in there. Just a little bit back in the eyes. Actually, I'm going to scratch out the eyes a little bit more, to be honest. I am going to scratch out everywhere where I want brown. The coolest thing about scratching here is I'm going all the way back to the base white, so all the browns and blacks that are already there stay there. This is actually a really, really good scratcher. All right, so see what I'm talking about? So got that. Man, we're going to hard line the nails down here. I don't even have to bring out a mask or anything. All I have to do is just chop in a shit ton of hairs, like 70 million hairs, and we're golden. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to shake our fucking paint first is what we're going to do. I don't really even want, I think we'll just go super light here, because I don't want to include any white in this one. I wish this was transparent umber. Not raw umber, not burnt umber, but just umber. That's what I wish it was. So I'm going to go, I'm going to go super, super light with this. But I want this color in there. have to come back in here with white paint. We're going to have to. Because we got to have some depth to this eye. If the eyes aren't right, then it's just garbage. You can make a perfect painting with bad eyes, and the entire painting sucks. You can make a bullshit painting with good eyes, and the painting's okay, if not good. People will say, oh man, what a lovely painting, and you know it's a piece of shit. But the eyes are right, so you get those right, you're halfway there. It's kind of like knowing is half the battle, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So that's where we're at right here. So the eyes are a little bit dead. Honestly, just a couple highlights, and we're good. If I can do it with my airbrush, if it'll let me, if it'll actually fucking spray, then that'd be great. That'd be awesome. Okay. I got so much scratching to do that it's just fucking stupid. All right. So we're going to do this. Look at the difference that made. Just like that. Look at that shit. All right, and then we're going to do this. See, oh, fuck, man. Actually, I'm not spraying right now, so I can actually do this. Here, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to do it like this. All right, so let's get this highlight a little higher. Remember what I said about those touchy-feelies at the bottom of an eye? That's what I'm talking about. All right, so now we got a few brows here. Might as well just go from one section at a time to another, right? and fill this shit back in with black where we need to. I'm not kidding, right? Isn't that the shit? That is the shit. I actually picked the harder, much harder of the two pictures to actually do. God damn it. Come back here. All right. All right, so some of this is going to be blue shifted, so. I was telling you, it's going to be a shit ton of scratching. It's going to feel like it's going on forever. going to need to put some blue on this right here. Man, we got so much work to do. So, oh, this is brutal. Oh, I don't think this is going to do it. Maybe. Shorter hairs. Maybe, hold on. Maybe electric eraser. Maybe. Shit, man. Lots of scratches. Oh, that really doesn't show it, does it? Here, let me get it out of the light. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Very slowly. But very surely. Please stop calling me Shirley. Anybody get the reference? Yes, sir. Stop it. Oh, man. All right. I got to go pee again. Take a 2-second break from this. of scratching to go, man. Probably a couple hours, to be honest. I don't know. I gotta turn this basically white up here with scratch. It's impossible to do this on the easel right here. Sorry about that. Shit, getting there. those brows though, those shifty ass looking eyes that know exactly what you're doing. She's about to get dead on your ass. she's she's such a good times, man. Good times. All right, so I need to hit the pause now. The pause for the cause. The pause for the cause. Let me go ahead and just do this too. Man, sometimes you just need some jams, man. Okay. Well, okay. Did I say there was going to be a bunch of fucking scratching? I did say that, right? Ooh, I got an icy wind blowing in now. Holy crap. That was cold as fuck. Absolutely. Well, I mean, sometimes you just have to. You know, you got to do what you got to do, man. You got to do what you got to do, bro. Just saying. Okay, there's some detail right here. I'm just going to just carve it in real quick. It isn't definitely an empty spot. You know, I could probably do with a little bit more of this anyway, even if it's not in the picture. That is the cake. It's got some more scratching to go, but this is the cake. The cake. That works for me. You know, as long as you get it, as long as you capture the dog. You know, when I'm doing a dog or an animal for somebody else, which pretty much I've done it mostly for my parents, but I've done one or two for other people, and I always ask, what's the personality of the animal? Is it you know, just lazy and, you know, sleeps all the time, or is it real rambunctious? Fuck my English, man. Is it real mischievous? Is your animal always getting into trouble, or is it totally like laid back and, you know, so on and so forth? You know, it matters. It matters. Like the cake, you have to capture the cake, or you don't. We captured her here. Is it the best work I've ever done? No, it's not even close. But it's a hard picture. This was actually a lot harder than I thought it'd be. So I guess that's what I get for trying to be lazy. Hit this with some blue. That face, though. That damn face. Let me find some. You know what? I'm just going to just randomly put some little feelers here and there. Okay, now let me get some carpet in here. All right, let me get a couple little texture in here from the carpet. Right here. Well, shit, guys. I don't feel like it's complete, but I don't know what else I can actually do. That's the problem. Except for blue. I need some blue, but other than that, okay. Well, I mean, the features are good as well. I mean, if it's not that person, it's not that person. So I mean, that's relevant. That actually is relevant. I don't actually agree with that. Whatever you read, the features are part of it. The personality and the features. That's what sets your portrait apart. You know what I'm saying? Like both. It's not just one or. All right. Well, shit. Let me get some blue in here, man. Let's see what happens. Fuck it, right? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? We make some shit blue. If I can find some decent blue. I don't want that. I want some. Green. Hot. All right. I don't think ultramarine is good either. Blue. It'll be red. Red, bitch. I don't want red, bitch. All right, let's see. Well, I mean, we're just gonna dust it, so. Man, I got a shit ton of violet. I do kind of have a violet fetish. Man, we're gonna do next time. Man, if I could go get something to paint on, I got to do some more scratching right here because this has got to be white, so that when we fade some blue into all this other stuff, this kind of stands out. So her chops stand out. This and this right here. This definitely has some blue. Holy crap. That has a lot of blue. Hold on a second. That has a shit ton of blue. All right, hold on. Yeah, next time I paint, I might be doing something for myself. I don't even know if we get it next time. Fuck it. That's why I made sure I did this today. We might not even get it next time. So there's that too. Not for a while anyway. That's doing bad, y'all. Bad. It is what it is, I guess. This is all blue, but okay. and some black, then blue, then white. Black, blue, white. And then I think we're almost done. My fingers are starting to get numb. It's cold as fuck out here. It's cold as shit in my garage. All right. I think this is a good blue for this, actually. I hope it is. It better be. After all this, to go ahead and fuck it off, that would be, well, that would suck. That looks good as long as I'm really, really careful with it. It's a pretty deep blue, man. I'm gonna have to kill that. God damn it. My bad. What do you think? Hey, Jaded, what's going on? All right. Well, this might be one of my... Oh, shit. Well, here we are, still, somehow, out here in my freezing-ass garage. It was comfortable earlier, now it's getting cold. I'm leaving the garage door open because as soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna go spend my last $6 on fucking Jack in the Box tacos. I don't give a fuck. I give zero fucks. Zero fucks. This isn't gonna make the paint run any better either. All right. So those eyes, though, man. Those damn eyes, man. The cake. Fuck. That's no good. I'll clean that in a second. Man, I can't get my paint to spray worth a single shit, man. Not a single, not less a single fuck, but not even a single shit, man. Shit. Well, the cake. That is still the cake. Yeah, I mean, it's in the picture. It's in the picture somehow, sort of. It's a little too much on the eyes, though. So let me cut the eyes back in, and then I'm going to call it, because I don't think, if I do anything else to it, I'm just going to overwork it, and then it'll just start getting worse, and then I'll get frustrated, and then I'll fuck the whole thing off, because been there and done that. All right. So what we want is this. Sometimes it's just the finishing touches. Sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. said, I don't know what else I can do. It's probably the worst animal portrait I've ever done, but at least it's her somehow. Might do a little more scratching. Probably a little more scratching. But other than that, I don't really... that's pretty much her. Close enough. It's better from a distance, actually. It's actually better from a distance, which is probably true of every painting, but this one in particular. Definitely better from a distance. I don't think you want to be up close to this one. A little sloppy, actually. This painting is sloppy, like super sloppy. And not just because we did it in one night. That's actually normal. I mean, I might take a second day sometimes, but I think I took at least 2 days on Pismos, but that was because our fucking compressor kept shutting down. So I think we could have probably done that in one night too, as well, honestly. I think we would have. Oh well. I'm not happy with this one. I'm not happy with it. I think it sucks, actually, but maybe someday I'll do the other one as well, and who knows, man. We'll do a little more scratching, and then I'm done. It's, I'm literally out of room to paint. Nothing left to paint. Shit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can do anything else here. I don't think I can. Let's see. We'll scratch out the highlights in the eyes. Do a little bit more on the lips. Them lips, though. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. Sorry, guys. This was, blah. I mean, it was something. Something to do, anyway, right? I mean, at the very least. Oh, well, what do you guys think, man? On a 1 to 10. Fuck it. On a 1 to 5. That's fair. Trust me, you won't hurt my feelings, I promise. I've already judged this. I put it about a 3 or 4. Out of 4? 4 out of 10? That sounds about right. Yeah, that's what I'd give it to. 4 out of 10. That's about right. 4 out of 5? No. Well, I appreciate it. You're just being nice. No, I'm not. Let's go ahead and throw a few of these in. I've never seen lightning when there's no storm and no clouds. This is actually I think it's a first for me, man. Well, sometimes you get it and you're just not feeling it, man. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of I love the cake and shit, but I just not. I don't know. It'd be just not the best picture to do. I probably should have picked the other one. That's what I probably should have done. No, I got her. I got her character. I at least got her character. So I mean, there is that. True enough. True enough. True enough. So it's not a complete wash. Like it wasn't a waste of time. When it's a waste of time, I'll throw this motherfucker away and I'll just say, you know what? That's so many hours of my life I'll just never get back, and I can be good with that actually. Just do it again. I mean, what's an evening, you know? I might actually maybe be able to improve on it if I can get a little few white wispy hairs in here. They actually make a huge fucking difference. So. Like, see, this is nice. I can deal with that. I don't mind mixing in a little texture here. There you go. See, like, I mean, it's kind of good we put the blue up here because now let me look at it from a distance. Well, I mean, it's okay from over there, so. I could just sit here and do this shit all day long, I guessing. All right, let me see. One more thing. I'm going to put a little texture inside the shadow real quick so it doesn't look so just, I don't know, fake. Let me see. I don't know. Honestly, still don't really think that's her. Now, all of a sudden, I really don't. I don't fucking know, man. Fuck, I don't know, man. I'm gonna look at it tomorrow. If I can't stand it, then I'll just probably throw it away. I don't know. If I like it, then I'll just let it be. But I'm just gonna leave it at that. That's kind of embarrassing, actually, because I don't know. I mean, if I don't know, then it must not be worth the fuck. To be honest, if I don't know, then yeah, it's trash. Right? God damn it. Fuck. I mean, you put a finish on it, and it's fuck. Hold on a second. Maybe. Where did I put my needle? Please don't tell me it fell. Oh shit. Oh, there it is. You know what? One thing I can do. I don't know. You know what? That blue is a bad idea. Just because it's in the picture doesn't mean I had to do it. It was better before that. All right. This is bothering me. I don't know, man. I don't even give it a 7, man. I don't even. Let's at least fix the eye, because that's important, right? All right. Well, fuck me, man. God damn it. Yeah, I mean, if there's anything, like I said, a shit painting with good eyes, at least isn't a shit painting. A good painting with bad eyes is still crap. So, this is really, wow. I I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not just one thing, man. There's like several things missing. I don't. Wow, that's a confidence killer right there. Shouldn't be, but it is. Hmm. I'm not comfortable with this. I am not comfortable at all. But at some point, you just stop overworking something. If I do anything else to it, it's just going to get worse. That I can tell you for sure. That's pretty much a guarantee. Looking at the picture, I'm close enough to the picture to say, you know, I picked the wrong fucking picture. There you go. Based on my skill or lack thereof, I picked the wrong picture. It's not the worst thing I've ever done, but I wouldn't buy it. I'll just put it that way. I wouldn't buy it. Just being honest. I wouldn't pay for that. If I had asked somebody to do this, I'd say redo it. Or pick another picture. There you go. I think that's fair. That's fair to say. I wouldn't pay for it. It's not bad, but it's not good. But let's go ahead. Nice. Let's get the nose highlight. Since it's up front, right? Let's go ahead and get that. Well, that's a little better. That's a little better. That's a little better. Take advantage of some of that overshadowing that I fucking did over there. I don't even want to talk about it. Let me get some fucking dog hair over this collar right here to kill this collar a little bit. Oh, that's better. Okay, so, you know, to be fair, tell me what you guys think. Now, I'm on, literally, the camera's only like 4 feet away. Now, what do you think? Hey, Minnie, what's going on, man? That is amazing. It fucking, well, thanks, Minnie. I think it's the shit that this dog left out in the yard yesterday, but you like it? Well, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with this at all. I actually, considering the effort I put into it, yeah. It's a little better. It's totally different. Y'all want to see? Some of you guys were here at the start of the stream, and I really appreciate you guys hanging out the whole time because I know we've been here for a little bit. It's got to be 4 or 5 in the morning now, right? Shit, the sun's not up yet, so I know it's 5 in the morning. Here, I'm going to show you guys something. This is my standard. This is my standard. Here you go. I'm done with this. I can't really put... Now, once I put a finish on this, though, some things are going to happen. The whites are going to come out. The blacks are going to darken. So she's actually going to get darker, and there's some things are going to happen. What you're seeing right now a little bit is paint reflection also in the camera. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to get worse. It's possible, but like the black around the eyes is going to get deeper. The browns are going to come out. The white scratches are going to pop a little bit, and so on and so forth. So there is that. Anyway, I took these at my folks' house because you remember I told you guys last week that I was going to go check on that job. There was a guy that wanted his car painted and blah, blah, blah. And so I drive to fucking Houston, spend a half tank of gas there and back. Almost a half. I mean, real, you know, like, 1940ths of a tank. Almost a half. Anyway, fucking half tank of gas going there and back and blah, blah, blah. I was hoping Mom might help me with the light bill, to be honest. I was actually kind of asking for help. That didn't happen. She did give me a box of coffee, though. So I have coffee. In about 3 days, I won't have anything to make it, but I have coffee. So anyway, but while I was there, I told you guys I was going to do this, and I almost forgot. But I took a picture of the paintings that I have that are hung at their house. So for those of you that just got here, I'll show you. All right, so forgive the cracks in my phone if you can see them. Okay, so that's a Neapolitan Mastiff we had. You can see the picture in the bottom right. No tacos for me, man. Fucking, you know what? You can't take away tacos from somebody who doesn't have any. So I'd be like, fuck it. What's new? Anyway, so that was a dog of ours. It's mostly dogs. Like here's Biggie Fry. That's the little dude that I'm always talking about. So that's a painting of him. I'm shaking out here, man. It got fucking cold out here all of a sudden. This is an Indian. There's a flash on the glass. So, but that was an Indian I did. Some Indian chief. I don't know what possessed me. There's a picture of Veronica Lake. It honestly looks better in person. That I will say, it looks better in person. She's got a sequin dress and everything, but anyway, so there's that. I've sold almost all my stuff. My parents have everything I didn't sell, pretty much. There's a picture of Groucho. She was my dad's dog long time ago. That actually isn't sitting behind glass. I just put such a thick finish on that son of a bitch. Oh, I do. I do. There's Groucho. That's the puppy that just passed. What was it, a month or two ago? That's the one I was all fucked up over. Yeah, that's Groucho. She's she was amazing. Anyway, that's the paintings they have over there. But no, I do. I didn't paint for a long time, man. I just started painting for your dog. Oh, hell yeah, man. Well, it'll turn out better than this one. This is the worst dog portrait I've ever done in my life. Although, I think, I don't know, it's either a little better from a distance or a little better up close. Like, close. There's up close. So, but, I don't know. I just didn't pick the right picture. How much do I charge? Normally, I don't know, man. I don't think that really applies to you guys. You guys have supported me and shit like that. I don't know. Steve actually had me do a painting for him last time we airbrushed. And he sent me a bunch of money, but I think it was just to be nice. To be honest. I think it was just to be nice. No, I'm not being silly, man. Hey, Menace. Holy shit, what was that for? Holy crap. Yay, man. Yay. Yay. Thanks. Oh, hey. My pleasure. I was going to do this, and I said, well, I told you guys I would stream. The only downside to all this is having to drag all this shit out in the garage. I've literally got my entire streaming setup out in the garage, except for my capture card. And hell, if I needed that, I guess I'd have that out here too. Yeah, this really isn't my normal work, but you know what? Who doesn't want to change every once in a while, right? Well, hey, it is what it is. Well, you can DM me, and I'll just DM you back my. You got to send me a good picture because I work from pictures. I can't just freehand shit. Although I don't even want to talk about this right here. This is just sloppy. Motherfucker, I'm really not happy with this. Yeah, it's got a bunch of scratchings, but fuck me, man. I really don't know why this turned out like this, to be honest. I was feeling it at one point, and then it just didn't. Whatever. You know what? There's no point in thinking about it. Yeah, do that. I'll just give you my email, and then you can just email it to me. I get the picture and figure out a way to get it printed out. How do you print out from an email, by the way? How do you even fucking do that? Without a printer. Yeah, I'll totally do that, man. Totally do that. And I'll just say, if you want to pay me for it, just give me what you want, man. That's what I told Steve. Just give me what you want. Actually, I didn't even tell Steve that. I was just getting. That was my first painting in a long ass time, and then this be basically my second on a USB. On a USB. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, transferred. Oh, very good. Thanks, Eric. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Yeah, I can do that. I can totally do that. Hold on, I gotta go pee. I'll be back. Fuck. Fuck. God damn it. It's all right. It's all right. You know, I stared at it too long. I came back out and I looked at it. I needed to walk away from it for a second. I came out and I looked at it and I'm like, that's okay. No, absolutely. No, you got Office Depot or anything like that. USB, I didn't even think about that. Just, I've got a couple USBs in there from way back when I used to do YouTube. I've got, yeah. No big deal. No big deal. No, it's not too bad. It's not that bad. I'll show you the picture I was going to do, and it would have been better, but on a smaller canvas. This is the only canvas I had. This actually had something else sketched on it, and I just erased that and put this in its place. But this is the picture I was going to do. Look at that face. How can you not love that fucking face right there? I've never seen a dog like her. She's my buddy too. I was going to do this one. This one would have been, it doesn't matter. Like I said, I don't think that's a face, isn't it? Isn't that a fucking face? That's the best face ever. This is her now. She's older. She's about 8 or 9 years old now. But I think that picture then was when she was about 2 or 3 or something. She was one or 2, something like that. I don't know. But that face is exactly her personality. But this face is kind of her personality too. She'll be at rest, but she's got those brows, right? And those damn lips, those big ass lips. And she's got those brows and she's just looking at you like, what you want to do, man? I'm about to cause mischief. I'm about to cause mischief. And you can't stop me. She's awesome. Dogs are the shit, man. Dogs are the shit. Anyway, so, well, I'm glad I got those pictures from my folks' house because I didn't have those in my portfolio. Actually, if Minnie wants to send me a picture, I might take those from my camera and go over and get those printed out too, so I can put them in my little portfolio thingy, which mostly has automotive stuff in it. I really like painting like cars and shit. That's kind of my jam, but this has always been the best for me. It's portraits and stuff, animals and people. I haven't done a person in a long, long time. I should probably practice once. That's what I was saying. I think I'd like to do something just for shits and giggles, you know? I guess if I was a true streamer or YouTuber, I would do it and then put it up for bids and see if anybody wanted it and that type of bullshit like that. But, hey, I've never done the right thing before. Why start now? Okay, so here's the thing. If it's got the dog in it, but you don't want the background, don't send me something with like a super, super complicated background. I personally think when it comes to portraits, that takes away from everything. Like this is super simple back here, and the idea is to not take away from the dog. So it's just, you get the idea that there's something back there, and she's laying on some carpet, and so on and so forth. But for me, like here, I'll show you. I'm not kidding. If you look at the backgrounds for 90% of my pictures, portraits, 90% of my portraits, which is a different thing. In my opinion, anything else kind of distracts from the whole point of it. Like, okay, this picture sort of has a blanket, right? There's a blanket back there because she's laying on a blanket. No big deal. I mean, you could fill in that background with anything, but it kind of made sense in that one. But look at this one. There's literally absolutely nothing. I wouldn't put anything there either. And then this one, it's a simple fade from kind of the top and bottom of a similar color that's in the that's in the dog itself, right? You see what I'm saying? It's just kind of like a circular fade to kind of, you know, fill in the corners so it's not completely blank. And then this one, there's a little bit of gray coming from the top. Or I don't know if that's gray. There's a little bit of something coming from the top, but then that's it. There's nothing on bottom, and then that's it. But it's just enough to outline the fact that she's mostly white. So you had to have something to create an edge around the top of her head, right? Around her ears and so on and so forth. Down at the bottom, I can shadow that. That wasn't a big deal. But I had to have something coming down to about, I had to have something coming down to about here. So I just basically covered her up and then created a fade and then came in and pretty much freehanded her. See, she turned out 10,000 times better. This one was too much color, I think. Too much color. I'd honestly been better off putting this on some clay board, blackboard, which is basically clay covered with ink, and scratch board. Some people call it scratch board. So anyway, I could have had her there and covered her up, and then done something, and then come in, and this had already been black. All I would have had to do was scratch in the hair, maybe dust it a little bit with some blue, scratch it in some more. It's meant to be scratched. And then do the eyes last. It would have turned out, 1,000 times better. 1,000 times better. I don't have any scratch board, but if I did, that would have been the shit. Oh well. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Yeah, what kind of dog is it, Minnie? I have to ask you that. Because, see, I know my dogs that I paint. I know my dogs. That has everything to do with it. Like, she's mischievous. She's got those eyes, man. This is a dog that loves to walk. Jack Russell Terrier. Is he obnoxious and sarcastic? Or is he energetic and aloof? Was he super, super huggy? Or was he one of those dogs that you only get to pet him when he lets you pet him? You know what I mean? Like what was he like? I'm sorry he passed away, and if I bring up something, if I ask you something that you're not comfortable with, let me know and I'll shut up, okay? But if you're gonna paint a dog, the character has to be there, even if it's just in the eyes. Even if you fuck up on the rest of it, you gotta at least get the eyes right. You gotta get the personality. Nervous, cuddle up with you. A fragile dog. Oh, wow. A sweetheart? Oh my God. She was a sweetheart. That's what she was. She was a sweetheart. Nervous and, oh man. All right, Minnie. I won't ask anything else. That's enough. If you want to send me the picture, I'll be happy to work on it for you. That was sorry. Now you got me tearing up a little bit. I'm not kidding. Whoa, why did I have to ask? She's just a sweetheart, man. She's just a... What would you call that? A gentle soul. I'll stream it live if you want me to. Sure. I mean, why not? Well, no, bro. My electricity's getting turned off on Thursday. I'm not kidding. Do you want to see the fucking letter? I'll show you the letter. Reliant told me, go fuck yourself. We don't want some of it. We want all of it now, so you can just go fuck yourself. That's what I was told. So, will it be live? Wow, that's actually a good question. Shit. Maybe not. Just to be honest, I don't know. I don't know. Ugh. But if I can, I'll try. Would I be able to do like a pet collage with the 3 cats and a dog? I was gonna do that with this one. Do you want to know what I was actually gonna fucking do? You'd have to picture it though. So picture this, right? Just right here. This is the picture I was working from, by the way. So, just to be fair, that's what I had to work with. So that's what I had, and this is what you get. Anyway, I was going to do this down here, right? To where basically in this part, but if I put her down some, like more down towards the bottom corner, like she'd be down here, and faded just a little bit, and then I was going to do this when she was young, right up here. So it would only like take place of maybe, like part of her ear and up here. And this is kind of irrelevant back here. Like, honestly, this is kind of distracting. I chose to do this with all the background and everything else in place. Don't ask me why the fuck I did that. Anyway. But that's what I was going to do. It's just one dog. Obviously, it's not a dog. What do you mean a dog and 3 cats? pet collage. I mean, I can do collages, but you got to figure out what you want to be the centerpiece. You know, unless you did like, you know, a cat, a dog, and a cat just side by side like this. I mean, that's an option. You could do that. But if you're talking about, I mean, either way, if you're talking about like a collage, like, do you have your dog in the middle? Do you have one in each corner? Do you want, you know, I mean, the face is what I'm really about. If you want the whole body, I mean, I guess. But if you want 4 full animals, you'd have to think to yourself, how do I want these pictures arranged? You know what I mean? That's the thing. Now, I'm not trying to discourage you. That actually sounds fun. I was going to do that with this one, but they didn't want me to. I was like, okay, well, fine. I'll just take my toys and go home. I've got to do something with this right here, since I'm still here and my compressor is still on. Can I view links on Twitch? Yeah, I mean, yeah. You're a moderator, so you should be able to post one. There she is. Well, that's a little better. Okay, that's a little better. All right. Now I'm done. Now I'm done. Portrait, painting, drawing. Okay, first let me go see if this is going to make me jealous. Oh, sure. Right. So would you want like the dog in the back and 3 cats in front? Or, I mean, obviously if you had a dog and 4 cats, you could have 2 cats in front and two cats behind and the dog in the middle, or, you know what I mean? Like, sorry, have to ask that because that's pretty decent, right? Pretty good. That's one of those things where even if I don't necessarily like the art per se, which this isn't the case, but let's just say I didn't. Okay, so on something like that, I would lay the pictures out and I wouldn't leave the background white. But like, let's say you've got a brown and gold dog and you've got a black and blonde tabby and you've got a pure white cat, which I wouldn't count, and then you've got a pure black cat. So, you know, gold or brown, a golden brown would be your common color there, for example, between the 4 things. Even though I'm colorblind, I at least know that. So what I would do is I would come up with a golden brown style color. I'd probably lighten up a good solid brown color, and then I would add some yellow. This is just for example. And then I would put that as a background. And it'd be foggy. It would just be like a mist. It'd be something to complement all the characters in the painting. And the ones that I took the colors from would probably be in the back. and the ones that don't match the color at all, I'd probably put in the front down on bottom, for example. Does that make sense? So your eye would be drawn to the complementary color first, and you would go top down. You would look at your dog and your cat, or your two cats, or whatever, and then in the front, you would have, like, if you've got 3 black animals and 1 gold animal, then probably like a gray, misty, like you would get at a fucking photo op at a drugstore or something like that when you go in with the family to get pictures taken. That type of thing, right? You try to find something that's complementary to the majority of the picture, and then that's just an art thing. It's just for the eye. It doesn't really matter. I'm just running my mouth, actually. But that's what I would do. But if you give me pictures, I'll figure it out. Actually, you know what the good thing is, Minnie? If you sent me pictures, and I went and printed out the pictures, I could bring them in and I could say, these are my ideas. I would do this, 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 or this. And I would give you an idea how each one would look based on whatever I could tell you, and then there you go. Does that make sense? I would just do that. You might send me several pictures, and I look at them and I say, oh my God, we just have to do this. And I would say, Minnie, what do you think about such and such, such and such? Right? So that's part of it too. You can sit here and say, well, I would do this and I would do that. And then, oh, hey, Toast. Shit, are you up already? Oh, fuck. Am I really up that late? Yeah, it's almost 6 o'clock. I still got a beer, Toast. Cheers, Toast. I've been drinking since, oh my God. Actually, no, I've been pretty much drinking all night. No, actually, I really haven't been drinking. I've still got like 5 beers left in there. So, yeah. So, actually, no. I think I have like 7 beers left in there. You're at work. You're at work. And I'm like, cheers, Toast. Fuck it. When it's Thursday, man. Thursday. 17th. What is today? The 15th, right? It's now the 15th, yeah. So, yeah, there was nothing I could do about it. I got everything staved off and was pretty much almost caught up, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pay what's past due, and then I'll pay what's past due again next month, right? They said, fuck you. They said, give it all now or your shit's getting cut off. 3 it's like an engine. 327. 320. You want me to go look? I don't know. It's 3 something. It's 3 something. I don't know. Give me a second. 3 fucking something. Man, if y'all are sick of this, imagine how I feel, man. You can't be? Well, that's there's no law here. You want to see it? That's what you don't ever want to see. That's what you don't ever want to see. Action required. Let's see. Let me find where it says whatever. I remember reading the 17th. I just got to find it. Yep. 307. It's 307. By 1017, your electricity service may be disconnected. Maybe? Meaning I might have till the 18th. I might have till Friday. If they don't do that shit on the money the morning of Thursday, then they'll do it Friday morning. Yeah, see, that's not like with cable, with Comcast. No, there's no. Once they give you that letter, you've got till that point to pay all of it. That's it. That's it. Had I been able to pay whatever was overdue from last month, because the last 2 months have just been skimpy as fuck. Remember, I didn't even stream for like a week the month before last, and then at least 2 weeks last month because I didn't have a fucking controller. You remember? You remember that? So there wasn't even like, subs or even ad revenue or blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, so the last couple months have like destroyed me, and any attempt to, find other work and so on and so forth has been destroyed. Like I said, I drove to fucking Houston today because I was supposed to meet with a guy who I used to airbrush cars and shit over at his shop years ago. And so, I kind of went by his place last month, and I was like, "Say, man, I'm painting again." And he was like, "No shit." He said, "Shit, if you're painting again, fuck it, I'll buy you a goddamn airbrush. Let's paint some cars." And I'm like, "Okay, well, shit, cool. Give me a call." So he had someone lined up, but the dude went to a goddamn car show this weekend and saw some stuff and said, "Nah, I don't want to do anything." And I was like, man, I wasn't hanging my hat. Well, actually, I kind of was, but I didn't really have any choice. But I was like, man, no shit. I said, he's going to sit there and say no because he saw somebody else's work at some fucking car show somewhere. That's really fucked up. Yeah. I mean, it would have been anywhere from a $1,000 to $1,500 job. Out of my pocket after everything, net probably would have been about $8 to $1,300 for me. All it would have required was an automotive airbrush. See, I don't use these airbrushes right here, like this baby right here. I had a duplicate of this. It looked exactly like this. These handles stopped being made in either the late 90s or the early 2000s. You can't get these anymore. This is an Iwata HPC Plus, meaning that right here, it actually has a regulator valve for air pressure. And this handle, what's cool about it is if it doesn't have these slots in it, then you have to actually remove the handle to mess with your needle. But with this, I can keep the handle on right here, and I can hit the clamp screw, and I can just pull my needle out. And it's actually got a weight balance on the back of it, and it just lets you pull it out. And there's your needle. So that's for cleaning purposes and change, it's something you do like 500 times a day when you're painting. Anyway, you can get an HPC Plus, but you can't get that anymore. I've got this. And I got this. Now notice, I got a handle for this motherfucker too, and this doesn't have the weight on it, but it's the same thing. This is what you call a bottom feed. So what you do is you can attach, let me show you. Okay. So you can screw a paint bottle into here, right? You can screw this, and it's got a little siphon, and this siphon sticks under there like that. So imagine this was this is a paint bottle. This is where your air hose goes. That's your paint bottle. And so this is like for t-shirts and shit, right? And it's got a little bit bigger nozzle. It's not as fine as this is a 0.5 nozzle. That HPC I've got is a 0.3, which makes it hard to spray some, especially these old paints I've got that aren't worth a fuck. Wow. Sorry, this thing's missing the nozzle cap, I just noticed. I have no idea where it's at. I haven't used this airbrush in a long time, and I don't think I have one. I think I've got spare nozzles, though. This doesn't work. Actually, this might. No, I don't think it will. Nope, got to get a nozzle cap for this. See, the problem is, without the cap on there, and if you push the needle forward, see, you can see that little needle just barely sticking out there at the tip? Well, if you get too close and you run that across something, it's going to take your needle and it's going to turn it into a fish hook, and your needle's dead. And you'll probably destroy your fucking nozzle trying to pull your needle out. Anyway. That's alright, though. Well, whatever. Still got it. Anyway, I had one of each of these for automotive shit, too. I had 4 airbrushes. But the other 2 were just for automotive, and they were in a kit that I had all my stencils, reducers, thinners, automotive. I had these small, like, 2 and 4 ounce bottles of House of Color shit, candy concentrates, Intercoat Clear, which is basically paint without pigment, so I could put the candy concentrates in there, and I had all that shit, and it's apparently gone. Anyway. Well, guys. Shit. If I was later, I'd have a shot for it. Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is, though, right? Speaking of that, Minnie, if you want me to do something for you, one of the first things I have to do is I got to go get some black and white, man. Black and white paint at the minimum. And get some finish. There's some shit. I had a can of it, but god damn, it was 10 years old. The valve was already like completely fucked. But I was able to finish Pismo stuff. So basically what it is, it's like a chemical based acrylic. And so, I mean, even if you use enamels or water, it doesn't matter what you use on your painting. You take this shit right here and you basically go side to side, let that shit dry, go top to bottom, let that shit dry and go side to side again, and that puts either a gloss or a matte finish on your stuff. And I swear, you could fucking dump a cup of coffee on your painting and it would survive. I'm serious, man. That shit is amazing. I've been using that religiously forever. But, yeah, I had just enough in that can to finish Steve's stuff. and most of it came out on my hand because it was fucking spewing like this, right? But I got enough on the painting to put a finish on it. Steve seemed to like it, so hey, man, it's all good, right? All right, Minnie. Well, so be it then, right? Um, I remember I shipped something to Steve in fucking Washington. That shit cost me $70 just to ship it to Washington in the States. $70. Of course, I used UPS, which I'll probably never do that again. But, you know, they had a box to pack it in, and I'm like, all right. And then by the time they had it packed and they had it all squared away, I thought he said like $16 plus the box. And I'm like, okay, 25 bucks. Well, that's cool. Then he said, no, it's 60 plus the box. It was 70 bucks to ship that shit to him. I'm like, what the fuck you? Oh man, that was messed up. Depending on the pictures, I might actually do that shot on an illustration board too. Come to think of it. Scratching and erasing and stuff is so much better on an illustration board with airbrush. You can just do so much more. Well, I guess for now though, I'm just gonna drag everything back inside. Throw my laptop, my mic, fucking mixer. Because I can turn my compressor off. Is my airbrush clean? My airbrush is sort of clean. All right. Man, I thank God I got that compressor fixed. I couldn't run that shit for more than 30 minutes without it damn near burning up. I don't think I should have done this picture, to be honest. I really shouldn't have. Too late now. I don't know, man. I don't have anything else to paint on, but if I did, I think I might try the other picture too, and just, I don't know, hang on to this one for myself or something, to be honest. But it is what it is. It's painted now. Can't unpaint it. You can't unpaint a painting. Right? Man, thanks again, Menace. That's awesome. And if I'm not able to paint your pictures, Minnie, I'll just hang on to them until I can, and then I'll just do them then or something, and we'll make a stream out of it. How does that sound? I can't promise I would get it done before Christmas. I can't promise that. So, oh man. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden. I'm blaming Joe for all this shit. Actually, maybe something miraculous will happen. Yeah, right? No shit. Maybe something miraculous will happen in the next 2 days, 3 days. I mean, we still got today, right? So 3 days, maybe. I don't know. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, to be honest. It's fucking annoying. not sure what I did to somebody, but damn, it must have been harsh, right? Well, you know what? I'm gonna sit here and chill with you guys for another couple minutes. I'll be back in a second. God damn it! Man, could I just drop this again? Fuck it. Let's just shatter the whole fucking screen. Might as well. Shit. Well, either way, Minnie, I can't wait to see the nervous Jack Terrier. I can't tell you what a fan I am of dogs, man. I can't really even put it into words. I like dogs more than people. I'll tell you that. No offense, guys, but just saying. Truth is truth. Truth is truth. Why does this painting look like something an 8th grader would do? I think that's my problem with it. Huh. Whatever. I just hope my folks love it. As long as they love it, I don't give a shit. That's cool. It's their painting anyway. You know, they squashed this shit. No, I'm. This painting doesn't even fit my style, man. Like it's just not my. I don't know what the fuck is. I don't know what it is, to be honest. I mean, it's just one of those. I don't know. I'm almost worried I lost my touch. If I ever had one, I'm almost worried I lost it. Though that stuff is subjective because the very next painting you do would be like, oh my god, this might be the best thing I ever did. What the fuck? So I don't know. Don't ask me, man. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Smack some sense. I probably need it, man. I probably need it. Well, I literally think it's somewhere in the range of 45 to 50 degrees in my garage. What do you want to bet? Let me just guess. It's cold as fuck out here. It really is. Is there a temperature reading? What the fuck? Oh, I can't get a temperature reading now? Really? Any other time, it'll give you the date, the time, the weather. Oh, man. How about those beady ass eyes, though? Do you see those beady ass eyes just looking at you, just waiting for you to step out of line? Oh, man. I remember painting in shops like this. Be painting a car and just sitting there on the concrete, and it'd be like, oh my God. Oh my God. Man, the guy who I was going to go visit today, like I said, he said, that job fell through, but he'll find me something. Hopefully before Christmas. That'd be amazing. Anyway, um, when I was over there painting, what do you want to say? 10 years ago, whenever that, 8, 10 years ago, uh, 22. No, it was, yeah, probably about 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, something like that. Anyway, long time. So, when I was over there, he had, okay, so when you first walk in, he had his office, and then he had two mechanics bays with lifts and all that bullshit. And then at the back of his property, he had 2 auto body shops, but they were wide open, and they were just like the mechanics bays. They just didn't have lifts. Other than that, they were the same fucking thing. And then, and that's where you had to do all your work. Like auto body, and then you'd have to fucking take a hose and rinse down the floors so dust wouldn't get in your paintwork and shit. And then, you'd get the car, whatever you're going to paint on, and put the artwork on it, and then they'd fucking spray it right there too, right? So finally, right before I got done working with him, he got a paint booth across from the auto body shops. So he had a shed created, and it was a paint booth, and that was about it. Man, I go to visit him to see if he still got my airbrush stuff, to see if I can maybe get it and whatever. And that's when he was like, shit, if you're going to start airbrushing again, I'll buy you a goddamn, because I was looking for my stuff, my airbrush, hoses, stencils, paint, you name it. Whatever was in my, it was like one of those containers on wheels with a big part on the bottom, and then a clip thing on top of that, and then a clip thing on top of that, and then a lid. Something that you get from like, a container store or something. So anyway, and it had all my stuff in it, sorted out. And airbrushes, hoses, man, extra fucking everything. Nozzles, needles, you fucking name it. So anyway, he's like, shit, if you're painting again, I'll buy you an airbrush, which I thought was pretty cool. So anyway, now that fucking paint booth that he had has like a secondary paint booth on the side of it with a mixing station in between. And then behind the secondary paint booth is an area where they tune up and create like overpowered engines and shit for hot rods. And then next to that is a wide open like garage space where they can put cars to keep them out of the sun. And then between the paint booth and the original body shops, which are now like fucking air conditioned and heated and all this bullshit. I'm like, air conditioning and heating? You bunch of fucking pussies. Back in my day, I walked uphill to school both ways on one foot. And what does Stephen He say? And my other foot was starting a business. What the fuck, you spoiled brats. Anyway, so like he's got those shops completely fucking like buffed out. And then in between the shops and the new paint booth with the extra paint booth and the mixing station that has like every fucking color that you could ask for with the automatic mixing thing going on. And he's got all the shit now. And then in between those over here is like a big storage shed that's got all the hoods and fenders and extra shit that goes with all the project cars that he's got going there. Man, when I went over there, I'd say the grand total of the vehicles that he had just there, not counting his second property, which is basically a big warehouse where he stores collector's cars for his, customers and shit. I'd say he had no less than 2.5 million worth of cars over there. I mean, shit. Before I left, they were trailering what is it, a Corvette Z1 that had been buffed, modified, blown out, completely fucking jailbroke. And let's put it this way. That Z1, if you're going 130 and you punch it, it's going to spin the tires. At 130, it's going to spin the tires if you punch it. That thing is fucking sick, man. They were taking that to some contest they were having to see who could go 200 miles an hour or faster. And I asked the dude who tuned the engine, I said, man, is this going to go 200? And he looked at me like I was just dumb as a box of dicks. And he said, oh, yeah, it's going to go 200. I'm like, my bad. Sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect you or anything. I'm serious, man. Serious shit. He's trying to put that shit in the trailer, and they had to lay down some like wood 2x4s, you know, so that the ground effects on the Corvette wouldn't, you know, scrape the trailer what do you call it, ramp and all that shit, right? And he didn't punch it. He just tried to get it above, like, you know, whatever revving RPMs were, or idle RPMs. And he shot one of the 2x4s back so bad that it put a dent in the fucking wall of the body shop behind him. Like, the thing was, it was just sitting there going, bloop, 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 bloop. I don't think it blugged more than twice every 2 or 3 seconds. Like, the size of the cams were probably bigger than this fucking painting right here. It was so sick. Oh, man, it was beautiful. It had carbon fiber ground effects. I don't know a whole lot about cars, but I just know this thing was an impressive son of a bitch. Sure was. Anyway. But yeah, he's like totally taken off. I'm like, damn, it hasn't even been well, I mean, it's been almost a decade though. But he's grown, gotten a second property, bunch more customers. But the whole idea is that maybe they want some of their shit painted. And so the guy that I was supposed to paint for, he had a yellow 57 Chevy. And so he wanted some old school flames, you know, like, you know, American graffiti flames, you know, the sculpted ones, you know, where you just fine line tape them out and whatever. But on a yellow car, how do you make flames on a yellow car? So I got to thinking about it, and I said, well, you could do orange and red, and then you could probably pinstripe it in something that's totally contradictory, like, you know, a light blue, something that's going to show out against all three of those colors. It's totally contradictory, and you think it would look bad, but the point being is it would stand out, and it would be a super highlight. So I know a lot of people tend to do that because it has really, really good results. So use contradictory colors. Like if you've got a purple car or burgundy car or something, you know, candy apple red, you would go something like yellow. Yellow as the actual pinstripe to outline your graphic. Because it's gonna contrast. It's not only gonna stand out more, but if you take a contrasting color with the base color, it actually, in your eye, it actually almost turns into a gray. So it's not like offensive, it's actually complementary. It's a complementary color, but it's basically a contradictory color, if that makes sense. So I was like, man, I could do like an orange to red outlined in something like, you know, blue, like baby blue. Something that would stand out against every color that you could possibly put on that car. I said, that would be cool. But if the dude's like pro-Trump, fuck Biden, I hate evil, I love good, you know, blah, 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 with bumper stickers all over his shit. You know, I grew up in fucking West Texas and fuck you and fuck your mama too, if, you know, whatever. If he's one of those type of guys, I'm like, well, shit. We could actually put an American flag inside the flames and put a drop shadow under the top of the inside of the flame and then under the bottom of the outside of the flame. So it looks like the flame is sitting on the car, but you can see the flag through the flame like a window. I said, that would actually be pretty cool. On a yellow car, you could get away with that. And then I was thinking you could also do a ghost flame, which is where basically you tape out the flame and you hit it with a complementary pearl. Like if you're using a yellow car, you would hit it with like a blue or a purple pearl and you would basically put that in clear, and you spray the inside of the flame with a purple or a blue clear over the yellow car, and then you just unwrap it, and then you just go ahead and clear it, right? And what happens is you only see that flame if you're like behind the car or in front of the car. It like shifts on you. You can't see it when you look like directly at it. It's called a ghost flame. And I said, shit, we could do that. And then my fourth idea was to actually sculpt out the old school flames, but put realistic flames inside of it, meaning going red to orange, but you got yellow realistic flamey flames inside the orange, and you got orange realistic flamey flames inside the red, going from front to back. I said, that was probably my best idea, I thought. But I never even got to talk to the guy, man. Motherfucker just went to a car show and said, oh, I don't want anything on my car now because all the art there sucks. I said, bitch, I didn't paint anything there. That wasn't me. Anyway, whatever. It's kind of like, don't judge me on those guys, right? Well, shit, y'all. I guess I'll head out. We'll probably be back on Mass Effect tomorrow, I guess. Unless I can find something else to paint on. If I can scrounge up. I think I'm pretty much out of everything. I was thinking maybe they have some cheap illustration boards or something at Walmart, and that'd be something to work on. I was thinking what I'd really like to do is I would like to take a complete... This is actually violet. This actually looks more like burgundy, doesn't it? Is that more red than blue to you guys? Can you all see that? Dude, I'm colorblind, but I swear this is more red than blue. Y'all see that? I don't see any blue in that at all. I can see blue. I don't see blue for shit. This says violet. This looks like, here. Let's see what we got. It's a big ass jug of paint. Oh wow. Have I even opened this motherfucker? I haven't even used this damn thing. Oh no, oh that's definitely violet. Ooh, that's pretty. Yeah, check this out. Look at this color. Look at that. Tell me that's not a deep, rich, fucking that's almost burgundy. Anyway, so this is what I specialize in. This is what I'm best at. Whenever I found a customer that was willing to do my thing, oh my God, I would go to town, man. Oh, that was the best time I ever had. So what you do is you take complementary stuff. Like if you're working on red or orange, then you could use like there's a color called carmine, which is like a really, really soft red. Or you can use tangerine, which is like a really, really vibrant orange. It's definitely a tangerine color. Like it's oranger than orange, right? It doesn't lean towards red. It's just got its own thing. Tangerine is its own fucking thing. So in automotive paints, there's really a bunch of cool shit. So like you could take something like this, especially if it's transparent. Right, so you could take a color like burgundy, which isn't too far from this, and you could lay a complete background of burgundy, a complete background, right? And then you could sketch over the top of that whatever you wanted to paint, and then pull that up, right? So you could like mask off your entire burgundy, whatever you're painting on. Doesn't matter. Illustration board, canvas, whatever. Easier on an illustration board. So you do that, and then you sketch out and then cover it in tape or something. And then sketch out what you want, or take a piece of tracing paper and sketch it out and just cut out the tracing paper and just settle that on your canvas. And so let's say let's say this was completely burgundy. Like a really, really dark, rich purple red, right? And so this right here, violet, especially if it's transparent, what you do is once you've got this completely burgundy, is you mask it off and then you sketch on your mask what you want. Like let's say it's, a woman in a bikini, or I don't know, a Skyrim chick in fucking skimpy armor, which I think would be cool as fuck. So you got something like that right here, right? And regardless of background, if you wanted to do anything else, you basically just sketch her out and you cut her out and you pull that up. And then you wash that entire area in white, right? And then you come back with the violet and you cut her in. You just add in all the details, armor, whatever. And then what you do is you take your violet and you dust the entire picture to where it turns into kind of like a deeper purple. Then you come back in with white and you highlight some more stuff. But now you're not doing the whole body. Now you're just highlighting it. And eventually you bring it out to where it's just like over and over and over. And at some point, you can actually take off the backwards mask, because the cool thing about something like this is you can spray this shit over burgundy and you can't see it. You can't see it. It doesn't, especially if it's transparent, you can't see it. So it's called monochrome. It's basically working with a single color. I could try to give you some examples. I can't really think of any off the top of my head. But it's like, it's like black and white, but instead of black and white, you're using like, blue and purple, purple and burgundy, lemon and tangerine, tangerine and something, tangerine and orange, and so on and so forth. And you can take these things and you can, with an airbrush, you can just keep just going over and over and over an area until it's so dark that you can create shadows. And then the areas that you leave alone are highlighted. And so if you initially start with like a complete background of one particular color, and then you stencil out something that's white, the white is going to super stand out. And each time you cut it back in with a different color, but that's like the color that you have based on, once you pull everything, your background color actually complements the subject of your piece. And if it's basically by itself or whatever, or with some minimal background, you can do whatever. It actually has a really, really cool effect. When you use violet on burgundy or violet on pretty much anything, it looks like a blacklight painting, but you don't have a blacklight. It looks like a blacklight painting without the blacklight, which it's one of my favorite things, period, in art. That's one thing I love to do. Man, the sun is coming up, guys. I think I'm going to call it a day and catch up with you guys tonight. I'm actually going to try to find something to paint on today, I guess. If I can't, then I guess we'll be back on Mass Effect. But if I can, I'm going to paint something I want to paint, just to see if I still can, to be honest. Just fucking around, if nothing else. And we'll see how that works, I guess. I'd like to take advantage as long as the electricity's on. Video games are amazing, obviously, and I guess that's why most of y'all are here, but you guys seem to enjoy this too, so I'm totally cool. Super appreciative of your support and stuff like that. It's nice to share something I'm becoming passionate about that I thought I had lost a long time ago. I thought it was gone. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gone. I really did. So it's apparently come back. But then I do something like this, and I'm like, fuck! It's not bad, but it's not good. Actually, I do like this right here with the ear behind it. I do like that. I'm not lying. I do like that. Other than that, And the eyes. I like the eyes. And the nose isn't bad. The paw sucks. I didn't capture her big old beefy ass lips. She's a dog this big, and her lips are this big. You know what I'm saying? Here she is, and here's her lips. And they're all covered with gray hairs, so she just looks ridiculous. And, oh, man. Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'll do that. Yeah. And, hey, thanks for looking at that. I took those pictures today. I hope put those in my portfolio, too. Something else. Maybe there's a auto body shop nearby. But the problem is, if I had an auto body shop nearby and they want some work done, what am I going to do? Either I'm going to sacrifice all my shit that I got here and then be left with basically nothing, because if you mix chemicals and solvent with water-based shit, oil and water don't mix. That's just the fact. Oil and water. In an airbrush, it's 10 times that. I go ahead and try to run some solvent-based shit through a strict water-based fucking airbrush. You know what's going to happen? All those fucking pigments and all that shit, it's going to fucking clog up and it's going to turn into cement. And guess what happens? I can either repair my airbrush for basically the cost of replacing it, or I can throw that shit away and still replace it. That's my choice. So, yeah. I have automotive stuff, and I have shit like this that I do this stuff with. So, yeah. I don't think any shop around here is going to say, okay, we want you to come do a job, so we're going to buy you an airbrush and a hose and some stencils, and I don't see that's going to happen. Yeah, no doubt. The problem is it's hard to go do that without the kit in the first place. I had it, I just don't have it anymore. Like I said, I had all the automotive shit you could imagine. I had literally, and I'm not joking, Minnie, I had no less than 1,000, but if I was to guesstimate, it's closer to $2,000 worth of stencils alone. Plus I had an identical set of airbrushes, an HPC Plus, just like this, with the special handle. I went to an art supply store and I saw the handles there and I knew they didn't make them anymore, and I bought them out. They had, I think, 3. So I got them both here, and I had one on that one. And then I had another one of those bottom feed ones. I had extra hose. I don't know how many needles and nozzles and shit that just breaks in the middle of you trying to do a project. So you don't want to have to go buy it and take half a day to fucking travel downtown and come back. So you just have them, right? I had spare parts. I had paints, reducers, thinners, candies. Oh, you fucking name it. Pearls. I actually had pearl additives just in case, I don't know, just in case I needed them and stuff like that. And that's apparently all gone. So that was collected over years. I mean, my dream was to paint cars, not paint canvases. You can hang the shit on your wall, but I want my art driving down the fucking street to where everybody in downtown can see it. That's the way I always put it to myself. And yeah, nobody down here is gonna spot me that. Bob knows me. In fact, since I left Bob as an artist, he didn't get anyone else. He just quit airbrushing altogether. He tried one artist to try to come fix something that I had done on one of his cars, and it was done so badly that he told that guy to fuck off and never called him again, and he just hasn't done any airbrush work since, which I'm going to take that as a compliment. I think that's pretty cool. So he either just likes my art style or something. So that's pretty solid right there. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty cool. But he's one of those guys where if we got $1,000 job, he'll front me whatever I need to do it. Probably even go with me to get it. And then come do the job, and I just pay him back later. It's $1,000 job, and we go spend $600. At least I make $400. Here's your $600 back. And honestly, Bob's the type of guy that half the time might just say, just go ahead and keep that too. I don't give a fuck. I'm serious. He's just cool like that. He's super, he's just a good dude all the way around. No doubt. 100%. So, anyway. But he's on north side of Houston. It takes over an hour to get there with no traffic. So, if I'm going to be doing work for him, I'll probably be gone for a couple days at a time. But, hey, good for me if that happens. All right, guys. Well, I was going to go just pack up and just go put everything back in the office, but I'm thinking maybe I'd like to paint something tonight. Again. What do you guys want to do? You want to paint something again, or do you guys want to just play games? I'll just go with whatever you say. If you say you want to play games, I'm going to just go pack my shit back into the office. If you guys want to paint something, well, I'm going to try to find something to paint. That's the problem, Minnie. You can't earn the money for a kit without the kit in the first place. In a meeting at work. That's what I'm talking about. That's legit right there. Well, let me go put this off to the side. I can't put a finish on it, but you know what? To be honest, check this out. This is where I was looking at it from. Can you see it from here? I guess you can't even see it from there. Damn, I don't think you can get a good 5-foot viewing of that. But I mean, from right there, even, that's not that bad. I'm looking at it up close and I'm like, oh, man, I'm just not feeling that. But from a distance, I'm kind of digging it. I'm kind of digging it from a distance. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like it. You could totally tell who it is. So, all right. Well, be that as it may. From a distance, it's not too bad. It's not photographic though. See, I like photorealistic. I don't like painting knockoffs and quasi-impressionist bullshit. I like photorealistic. I like where you're like, man, is that a painting or a picture? That's what makes my nuts feel bigger. That's what gives me man confidence. Not, it looks all right. That doesn't work for me. that makes, I feel like a bitch then. I really feel like a bitch with that painting. It feels half done. I just don't know what else I can do with it. You know, I'm just going to stop thinking about it. I'll torture myself for the next fucking 3 weeks over that if I can. All right, guys. Well, shit, man. All right, Minnie, I'm going to send you, in fact, I'm going to do it right now before I forget. Not that I'll forget, but I probably will forget, actually. Yeah, I actually probably will forget. Alrighty. Let me see if I can find it real quick. This would be the best one. Hey, you know what? If I don't respond to this immediately, remind me that you sent it. I check my email about 3 times a year. I'm not fucking kidding. I'm actually really not kidding. No, I mean, seriously, Minnie, I'm actually not kidding. Well, I was going to do it in a whisper, but I don't think do I have you in here somewhere? I don't think I do, man. I don't have you in here anywhere, bro. Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah. Gotcha. All right. All right. There you go, Minnie. You can just send them there. All right. Got that out of the way. All right, guys. Well, I'm sitting out here in the garage shivering, and the fucking sun is coming up, so I don't know what to do about that. Guess I'll call it a day. Throw a cover on my laptop, and I'm gonna find something to paint tonight. Let's do some more airbrushing because I feel the need to redeem myself, if nothing else. Like seriously, or prove that I just don't know how to airbrush anymore and just call it a day. One or the other. All or nothing, man. All right. Love you guys. Appreciate you hanging out with me. Thanks for the support and the tips and the beer run earlier. Man, that was so right on time. Shitty fucking day, and y'all just said, man, go get some beer, bro. And Steve even said, go get tacos, too. So I think before I go to sleep, since I don't have any food here anyway, I'm going to go get some fucking Jack in the Box tacos. And then I'll go to sleep. Yeah, tacos, just any kind of tacos, man. Any kind of tacos. All right, Minnie. Well, if you send those, I'll check them out and see what I can do with it. All right. Until then, you guys take care. Thanks. It's way early, way late to probably go try to raid anybody. I mean, I could go see if there's somebody on. I don't know if you guys are still up and about, and just because I'm calling it a day doesn't mean you guys are. Damn, Raw's having some success. That's nice. Hollywood Hyde is playing Call of Duty. Look, I'm just gonna give this to you guys. If you guys want to go hang out, but I'm not gonna hang out, so I don't think it's good for me to go over there just for 2 seconds and then leave. I mean, that's probably not bad either, but there's only like half a dozen of us, so give me a second. Here's his channel. He's playing Monster Hunter World or something, but he's like super cool people. There you go. All right. That's his link if you guys want to jump over there and bother him. I really just need to... Hollywood Hyde. Yeah, he's playing Call of Duty. Normally I don't send us over to... Unless it's Dan. Which I guess maybe we could have gone and raided Hyde too, come to think of it. Fuck. Maybe we should have. Well, Hollywood Hyde, you know what? Let me go fucking post his link too then. So I don't feel like a complete dick. You know what I'm saying? A complete selfish, thoughtless piece of crap dickhole. He's playing, looks like MW2, I think. Lucky bastard. I kind of wish I had MW2. I'd actually be willing to play that. And by the way, how about them Packers on Sunday? I just got to throw that in there again because, you know, the Packers on Sunday kicking that cowgirl vajayjay. Seriously. All right. There we go. All right, there's Hollywood. All right. So, if you guys want some people to go bother, then there's a couple people right there. Super, super cool people, just totally chill. Much more chill than me. And, all right. I'm going to call it. I is out of here. There's the empty easel. We did our work for the night. Call it what you want. It'll be greater later, I think. I don't think I hang my hat on this one. All right. Good night, everybody, or good afternoon, or good morning, or whatever it is where you're at. Have a good rest of your day, and have a good rest of your week and stuff. And if I see you tomorrow or tonight, I guess, then I'll see you. All right? Adios. Later, guys. All right, Minnie. Take it easy, man.